mentally it just wasn't adding up.
They lost their son in a motorcycle crash.
We knew we were being lied to.
Now they're on a mission to figure out what really happened while facing a mountain of obstacles.
To try and push us out of the case, to spend us out of the case, to scare us out of the case, to undermine us, tell everybody we're crazy.
Ed and Pam Sullivan there of Portland put their lives on hold for the last 3 years. They're fighting to figure out if their son's crash was more than just a simple accident.
Our Dan Tilken is here with his special report. And Dan, this couple has really defied the odds.
Well, think of everything against them. The police have already ruled his death his own fault. Only one person saw the crash as it happened, and they're fighting a huge law firm with little help from their own lawyer, yet they've convinced a judge to let their case go to trial on Monday.
Wow.
Hey, Mom. Trevor.
Look around Pam and Ed Sullivan's house while you listen to the last recordings of their son's voice.
Just wanted to call, check in, let you know that I'm okay.
The exposed walls, the floors, stairs.
I'm fine. Everything's good.
The remodel brought to a sudden halt, a sign material things no longer matter, a sign of the moment they lost their son, Trevor.
All right. Love you, Mom. Miss you.
Just days earlier, Trevor arrived in Los Angeles on his motorcycle, hoping to combine his love for skateboarding with his quick wit to start an acting career. But right here on this ramp to the Santa Monica Freeway in Los Angeles, his parents' grief and suspicions began.
As a parent, you just know, all of the things that happened just didn't add up.
The California Highway Patrol concluded Trevor swerved his motorcycle and hit this curb on the side of the on-ramp.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Several people called.
There's a very bad motorcyclist who just got in an accident.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
I believe a car hit a motorcycle.
Only one got a clear view.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
I'm on the freeway right now, but one motorcycle went in merging into the line to the freeway. He just clipped it on the floor, the street.
The last voice you heard,
similar, but it's not me.
The Sullivans believe is this man, Young Sung Kim. Kim says he saw Trevor following another vehicle.
So the white SUV and the motorcycle and me, and when we entered the freeway, he trying to make passing over this SUV, so he went to the left side.
This video deposition is part of the lawsuit the Sullivans filed against Kim for wrongful death. They think the Korean immigrant was driving the white car and sideswiped Trevor.
At the time, I don't have the white car.
Kim says he was driving a black car.
I don't know how to put in this, but to me, I'm sorry to say this, but the person who was a motorcycle, looks to me he was kind of drunk. It's not really, seems to be normal.
Trevor had not been drinking.
Kim realized that he'd been seen, and he called 911 to basically control the narrative and plant a story. And he never asked for them to send help. He never says Trevor's hurt. And at the end of his recording, he goes, "Do you want me to go over to him? Because I just stopped," and trying to make it sound like he had never been over to Trevor.
You want me to go over to him? Because I just stopped the car and call you guys right away.
Well, in his witness statement, it says he rushed to the aid of the rider immediately. And in his testimony, when we finally deposed him, he says he didn't interact with Trevor at all because it was too crowded. You didn't interact with Trevor at all, is that correct?
Yes, correct. I didn't.
You didn't help him at all?
I couldn't help him at all.
Okay.
It was crowded.
Just lie upon lie upon lie. The truth is, Kim was not there. He fled the scene. Even the firemen didn't see him, and they arrived long before the police did.
In a phone call with a highway patrol investigator, one of the other witnesses was also suspicious of an Asian man he saw at the crash scene.
I didn't see a car hit him.
Okay.
The only car that was close would have been, all I remember, it was a white four-door, and the driver for that had stopped, and he kept saying that, we didn't hit him, nobody hit him, all he did was hit the Meridian, and, just while we were sitting there waiting, in my opinion, that guy was just acting a little bit too weird. He just kept stressing the fact that there was nobody near him, that he just flipped over on his own.
The Sullivans hired a retired Oregon State police expert in accident reconstruction. His report concludes the motorcycle was struck by another vehicle, and no evidence exists to show that the motorcycle ever struck or came close to the curbing.
There is no evidence the motorcycle hit the curb, none, even according to the CHP's own expert.
The Sullivans believe the Highway Patrol dropped the ball because they're overworked and believe the department is now embarrassed by what they uncovered. To collect their own evidence and get witnesses on the record, the Sullivans have relied on Pam's experience as a former paralegal and Ed's determination in their battle against the law firm representing Kim's car insurance. Now, 3 years later, they still have many questions, like what happened to Trevor's money and cell phone.
CHP had tried to tell us that Trevor's phone was destroyed during the collision, and that that they weren't getting any read on it.
But the Sullivans say this data from the cell company shows someone was turning Trevor's phone on and off from nearby locations in the days after Trevor died. They believe someone was trying to learn what happened to Trevor and whether police were suspicious about how he died.
We were like giving the police information, hoping to help them solve, and what they were doing was laughing at us, playing us for fools.
We're just never going to give up until we, get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
Hey, Mom. It's Trevor. I'm in San Francisco for the night. Everything's good. All right, love you, Mom. Bye.
Now, not long before the crash, he called his mom and she talked to him and then hung up. And then that was the last time she ever talked to him. You probably want to know what the Highway Patrol has to say about this. We've called them. They say because there's a lawsuit, they can't talk about this. We haven't heard back from Kim's lawyers. We've tried to reach them. But in court papers, they say the Sullivans are relying on delusional claims that the California Highway Patrol and Kim are conspiring to conceal Trevor's death. They say there's a total lack of evidence linking Kim to liability. Now, as I said, the trial is scheduled to start Monday, and they've done almost all this legal work by themselves. The insurance companies try to get this case kicked out, and they keep prevailing.
And there's so many unanswered questions, but the cell phone is interesting. That his cell phone, they said, we can't find it. Then all of a sudden they know someone was using it.
Or the evidence that motorcycle never hit the curb.
It's fascinating.
It really is something you've been working on for months now, Dan.
We will follow up.
I know you will.
Keep
Thank
us
you.
updated.
Also,